Welcome back, everyone. Wow, what a year, right? And of course, where we live, in the beautiful part of the country that we do, all kinds of things were happening when COVID hit. And throughout all this, one of my good friends, Gina Mintzer, who runs the chamber in Lake George, and I've been part of the same committees. We've gone back and forth and trying to figure out, how we're going to keep people safe when they come into town, and what we could do together to make certain that everybody had a positive experience. So I asked Gina to join me today. Hello, Gina.
Hi.
How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good. I just want you to know that over your right shoulder, there's something on the bookshelf that says alligator. Should I be worried?
Yeah, because I am.
Yeah,
A gator.
that's right. So at any rate, Gina, last spring, we were working on a bunch of projects together, and COVID hit. And, we'll discuss the summer in a little bit and discuss the upcoming winter campaigns and whatever. But there was a really interesting program that you wanted to start to try to help with the hiring situation and make certain that people, young people, or people of any age in our area would have real good career opportunities. And I think it had a long name, but it was something like the Visitor Journey Arrival to Departure Program. I kind of shortened that up to tourism training. So that was shelved, but now it's back up again. So tell me about it.
So our Arrival to Departure Tourism Awareness Training Program, we had to shelve it just because it was really, we wanted to gear it to all of the frontline folks. And with the J1 students not coming here this year, who really needed a lot of that extra education about our destination, that was one reason why we shelved it. The other was because we had a lack of staff, and those who were working some of them were already pulling 2 and 3 shifts, that there wasn't time to actually add to their schedule for training other than safety protocols. And that was first and foremost. So we have pulled it off the shelf and relaunched today. So it's a 2-part program. It's a 90-minute online program that you work at your own pace. There's 7 modules. And then the second piece is a live via Zoom program, which today we had 10 people on the call, the first 10 that went through the live portion. So we're very excited about that. And the goal is threefold. One, to educate folks on the value of our hospitality industry, to us as homeowners, to us as property owners, and just to our economy, the value of tourism. The second piece is really destination knowledge about the destination. And then the third piece is that interaction one-on-one with the customer and the guest, and then your value as a frontline person, just reinstilling the fact that you can make or break somebody's experience by your interaction with a customer or a guest. And so people were really engaged. I was on that live portion, just before I came onto this interview, and just to see the interaction and people just very excited about the job that they do every day as a frontline person, but also that thirst for more information. So we're really blessed in that regard.
I think it was really terrific you came up with this concept. I really do, Gina. Just for our viewers, we hear so much when we use the word frontline, we think of healthcare workers right now because of COVID. However, when you think about it in the context that Gina is talking, it's the frontline workers for wherever somebody who visits our area happens to land. It could be a restaurant, could be a retail store, most likely a hotel, restaurant setting, and they become the ambassadors for all of us. So it's twofold. One, if they know what the right protocols are, social protocols and business ways of approaching somebody, that really helps our local economy. But it also gives that person something of a soft skill nature. You can learn the hard skills, how to input something onto a computer or something, but what about the soft skills? And they tend to be really important. How do you interact with people, right, Gina?
Yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned that word ambassador. So when the folks get through with this program, they become our visitor champions. And we're using that, complete with our goal will be to add some perks to them in the future. So maybe they get an advance invite to something that's opening up, or special information so that they are better serving guests just because they put the time and effort to go the extra mile by going through this training program.
Sure, there's a lot of self-reward in that too. You think if
Yes.
what we want more than anything, of course, is that people who live in this area to stay in the area and build careers here. And when you realize that you can learn the hard skills just about anywhere, but where do you learn the soft skills? Where do you learn the social skills? And to be in a group, a peer group that enables that to happen under the guidance of people that really know how to give you that education is really pretty important stuff. I really applaud you on that. It was a tough summer. I mean, you and I know the same hotel people, and I got news for you. There are a lot of those people cleaning rooms that never thought that they'd be doing, just to get through the summer. So on the good news there, Gina, was that we had a good summer, and tell us a bit about that. How'd you get through it?
Well, it was a team effort. I got to start first and foremost there. A public-private partnership that, when things shut down with COVID, it was, okay, so what are we going to do when we get to reopen? And then how do we stay healthy and safe first and foremost? Let's keep our community safe first and our staff and ourselves safe so that then we can invite people responsibly to come here. And as you know, and anybody who's been in the Lake George area this whole summer and throughout the fall, our boats were all fully rented. Hotel occupancy was the best it could have been, considering that, with probably a half or 60% less of the staff, and you needed to not operate at full capacity because you didn't have the staff to turn over their rooms, but you also you had all these new safety protocols, and you wanted, that responsibility was to keep some of those rooms unoccupied. Again, as we learned more and more about this disease and just safety routines that we were put into place. So then moving forward into the fall, again, without major events, without our Canadian customers, guests who typically come here, we had a phenomenal fall. I mean, there was so much to do because of the natural beauty. And with that, comes some not so much of the benefits. People needed to learn the etiquette of how do we protect our resources of this natural lake and our hiking trails, as we were talking about prior to the interview. And I mean, places like Revolution Rail were, operating at full capacity. And so we're just very lucky that we have all of these natural resources where people could be naturally socially distanced, as well as enjoying just being. I mean, some people just came here to just be.
Yes, yeah. We saw that just before this interview. Gina and I were talking about how the populations on the hiking trail increased dramatically. People were really fortunate. We live in an area where if you want to come here, social distancing is not a problem, and you can get outside and you can be in the fresh air. But Gina, so much of this has to do with the safety pledge that came out of the chamber too. You and Amanda working on that. People saw when they visited any business, and it's still in play, by the way, and probably more important now than it was last spring with, the way that the virus has been moving around the country. We've got this safety pledge. There are safety protocols in place to make absolutely certain that everybody's in sync on this thing, right?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, Warren County Tourism just released updated signage that we can use for posters in your windows and your businesses. We did a lot of lawn signs, which now with impending snow, we're not going to put out lawn signs now. But moving forward, we're still pushing, masks and taking the public pledge. Although I think we've gone through all of we were giving out free masks if you took the public pledge, where you could pick them up either at our office or at the Coastal Society store at the outlets, which they were a major sponsor of that. And it just shows you the commitment of our community, of our business partners, of our neighbors to say, we really want you to come here. We'd like you to put your capital into our little capital here. But in the meantime, we want you to be safe first and foremost. We want you to be responsible, because the more responsible you are for your safety, then I'm safe. So, just wear your mask. That's as Fauci says and everybody says, that's the first line of defense.
Yes, yes, for sure. You know me. I got to cycle back. Put your capital in our capital? Okay. Sounds like a true president of a chamber of commerce, my dear.
Hey, it is about the business and the economics.
Yeah, but you want to know something? I know you well. It's personal for you too. You want the community to succeed. You want our local economy to stay prosperous and stay strong. And a lot of times that has to do with money, and a lot of times it just has to do with the well-being of the community too. And I know you're
Right.
focused on that. Hey, I'm going to put you on the spot. We got the holiday coming. I'm probably not going to do another interview with you except for these Zoom calls you and I are on before the holiday. Nice opportunity. You're a big player in the area, Gina. What do you say something about the holidays?
Oh, I'm excited that it's the holiday season because I just love the season. I like the decorations and the lights and all of that. And I love the fact that we've had, without some normalcy, we've got lights in the park. We've got, drive-through Santa opportunities. We've got the fire department where you can pull up and listen to what's going on, at the Bay Road Fire Department. So people are really pulling out all the stops of what we can do safely and responsibly, which is very heartwarming because everybody wants our neighbor to smile in some way, shape, or form. Right now, we do need to help Salvation Army. We need to help our food pantries, and we need to give blood. I can't say it enough. I mean, the need is overwhelmingly tremendous. And so I'll be giving blood, I'll be donating food, and I'll be donating money to Salvation Army, just so you know, because the kettle drive, all favorites for me. But for me, I live far away from my family, and they're all in Florida, and I've already done my 2 COVID tests. Thanksgiving was a great holiday for us to be together, and I'll just be enjoying one-on-ones with our staff, with our business partners, and to thank them for just working together so well to get us through what has been a year that we just want to put up on the shelf and be done with. So for me, the holidays will be, a little less stressful because I won't be running around, but I kind of miss that, honestly. I am going to be at the outlets at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, right when they open, to get in and out. So then I can ship some stuff and hopefully it'll get there on time. But really, I'll be, cheering, with a nice bottle of champagne, everyone here that I get to work with and enjoy a little bit of Zooming throughout this year, and to say just thank you for filling my heart despite COVID chaos, as I like to say, hashtag COVID chaos.
Well, you know what? If you're going to keep talking like this, you're going to have to take that alligator sign down. You know that. Hey, I want to
Maybe
wish
take
you.
the Florida out of the girl, or take the girl out of Florida, but I'm still got a space heater behind me, just so you know.
Yes. Hey, I want to let our viewers know we run a weekly calendar of events that we work on in cooperation with the Chamber. You can always see what's coming up. Also, please go to the Chamber website or their Facebook page or whatever, our Facebook page, our website. A lot of information is available on what we can do to try to keep our local economy strong, support our local businesses, and also make certain that safety is a priority. Again, has so much to do with the area that we live in. So the best to you, Gina. Happy holidays, and I'll see you on the next Zoom call, whatever that is, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye now.